Hi, and welcome to the video for section 5-2, buying or selling a car. This is day 1, lesson 1. Takes place in our textbook on pages 224 to 229. I have a little warm-up here that we can do together. It says, DJ Khaled saw an ad online for a 1995 Rolls-Royce convertible, priced at $85,000. He called the seller and negotiated a price for 15% less than the advertised price. How much did DJ Khaled pay for the automobile? So if we took 100 and we subtracted 15, we would get 85. So he's paying 85% of the total price. So if we write down the total price, 85,000, and we multiply it times 0.85, we get $72,250. Now, you can also do this by multiplying this number by 0.15 and then subtracting whatever you get from 85,000, but you'd get the same answer. All roads lead to Rome. Pick one you like and stick with it. Let's take a look at our last class notes before we get going here. That would be 5-1 auto ownership day 2. And write a question in our left-hand column. I have an example here. Do you pay less if you use less than the minimum lines in the sales car's ad? No. If it's a minimum of 4 lines, then 1, 2, 3, or 4 lines cost the same. You're welcome to use this question or any question you like. When you get done, please circle your 24. Hopefully your 10 is already circled. You can stop the video, do that, and then hit play again when you're ready to proceed. Here is our title for our next notebook page. It's 5-2, buy or sell your car, day 1. Today is either January 12th or 13th. Our learning target is we will be able to compute mean, median, mode, range, quartiles, and interquartile ranges. Please put a 10/24/7 in your left-hand column. You can stop the video and then hit play when you're ready to proceed. Here's basically the same title, which includes our vocabulary words. You'll see there's quite a few of them, but we have a lot of terminology this week. One of the more interesting things is that basically statistics and mean are going to be answered in our reading, and then the others, most of these others, are going to be answered in the explanations of our examples. So, for instance, outlier, median, ascending order, descending order are all going to be in example 2. Certainly, if you don't want to write down all these words, you can write them down as they come up as we progress through the lesson. Go ahead and write down what you need to, and then we will proceed to the reading. Hit play when you're ready to go. Here are the first 2 paragraphs of our reading. I have of late been reading these. Again, you can stop the video, turn down the sound, or listen if you prefer. How can statistics help you negotiate the sale or purchase of a car? You are planning to buy a used car. How can you tell what a reasonable price is for the car you want to buy? You can find a lot of information about used car prices on the internet. You can also visit a used car dealer. The price of any car depends heavily on its condition and how desirable it is in the marketplace. You will probably spend a few weeks shopping for your car. You can determine a reasonable price for a particular car by examining the prices of those and similar cars listed in the classified ad. The Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds are 2 of many excellent sources on the internet that you can use to find the value of a used car. Ask questions as you do your research. You can contact sellers to find out about their cars. Be smart in your search, and if possible, bring a knowledgeable person with you when you go to test drive a used car. As you search, compile a list of advertised prices for cars you want. Then, you can use statistics to help analyze the numbers or data. So statistics is defined here as something you can use to analyze numbers. Measures of central tendency are single numbers designed to represent a typical value of the data. So Measures essential tendency, typical values of data. You will find less variability in the prices of new cars because all new cars are in the same condition. The price you will pay is based on the sticker price of the car. Different dealers can give different prices, and it's best to compare deals when buying a new car. Used car prices vary greatly, and a skilled negotiator will have an advantage when buying or selling a used car. On page 227, it talks about quartiles. If you want to find out more about how numbers are dispersed, you can use quartiles. Quartiles are three values represented by Q1, Q2, and Q3 that divide the distribution into four subsets that each contain 25% of the data. So there's the definition of quartiles. This distributes data into four subsets. When you think about negotiating to buy a car, what's more important to you, the mechanical condition or its appearance? Over the years, my students have told me looks are important. Some have said mechanical condition is important. Some have argued that if the car looks pretty good, it's probably in pretty good mechanical shape, which there is some logic to that. It's wise to keep in mind that mileage and maintenance are important when dealing with a used car. Here's example 1 from our page 225. It says, Jason wants to sell his Ford SUV. He compiles these prices from the internet for cars similar to his. $11,000, $9,900, $12,100, $10,500, and $9,000. What is a reasonable price for Jason to consider for his SUV? So he should start by finding the mean or the average of the 5 prices. The mean is often called the average. So here's your definition of mean. It's the average. And to figure out the average for these prices, we would add them all together. 11,000 plus 9,900 plus 12,100 plus 10,500 plus 9,000. And that equals, when you add them all together, 52,500. To find the average, we would divide by the number. There are 5 prices here, so we would divide them by 5. And 52,500 divided by 5 comes out to be 10,500. That is a reasonable price for Jason to consider when he sells his Ford SUV. Get that down, and we will proceed to example 2. Here's example 2, and it also has quite a bit of definitions for us to absorb. It's on page 225. It says, Dory is looking for a classic 1967 Firebird. She finds these prices on the internet: $18,000, $77,000, $22,000, $21,200, $19,000, $17,500, and $22,500. She computes the mean, or the average, as $28,171.43. This number doesn't seem to be a good representative of the data. How can she find a better representation? The problem with this mean, or this average, is that there is an outlier, a piece of data that's extremely different. We can see it right here. All these prices are around $20,000 except for this guy. In these cases, you want to use the median or the middle score to best represent the data. So the median is the middle score. It's another word that you're asked to define. To find the median, you just put the values in ascending order or descending order. So basically, ascending means from least to greatest. Descending is the opposite of that. Pair the numbers starting from the ends of the list as shown and circle the middle number that remains after the numbers are paired. The median is the circled number, and notice that the same number of scores below the median as there are above the median. The median is 21,200. This price is a better representation of the data when the mean of the data is not equal to the median. The median, the data is skewed. So what it's saying here is if the average is not equal to the middle number, it's skewed. Representation of what they've done. They took these prices and they put them in order. So from lowest to highest. So the first one they got was 17.5. Then they did 18, because that's the next one. Then they did 21,000. Where is it? Excuse me, 22,000. No, they did 20. No, they did 19,000. That's what they did. 19. This is misrepresented. This is supposed to be 19,000. Then they did 21.2, because it's the next one up. $21,200. Then they did 22,000, because that's the next one in ascending order or going up. Then they did 22.5, 22,500, and then finally they did this oddball number, 77,000. And if you count these up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The middle number, 21.2, is the median. And what's good about the median is that if you do have an outlier like the 77,000 that is affecting your average, which put us at 28,171, picking the middle number gives you a number that's more representative of the data. The median is always going to stay the same if there's outliers. The median is resistance to extreme numbers. Get that down in your notebooks, and we will proceed to the next lesson. Next slide. Here's example 3. That's on page 226. It says, find the median of the following used car prices. Well, I've shown the graphic from the book that shows how they're all laid out from lowest to highest. So I saved us that time. But now we notice that there are two middle numbers. What do you do when you have that situation? Well, you just add them together and you divide by 2. You find the average of the two middle numbers. If you add these together and you divide by 2, what you get is 7,750. Not very attractive sevens there. Sorry about that. 7,750 is the median for this. We take these two, added them together, and divided by 2. Get that down in your notebook, and we'll proceed to the next slide. Here's example 4. It's on page 226. It says prices found online for the same GPS navigation system are $295, $345, $199, $225, and $200. Find the range of GPS prices. So here's a definition of range for us. It shows the spread of the data, and it's basically the biggest number minus the smallest number. It says the range is the difference between the greatest and the least number in the data. So the biggest number here, we don't have to go through all the trouble of putting them in order. If we were doing the median or something like that, we would. When they are in order, it's easier to tell which one's the largest number and which one's the smallest number. But we can tell by looking at this that 345 is the biggest number. So we're going to go 345, and we're going to subtract the smallest number, which, if you scan these numbers, 199 is the smallest number. So minus 199. And when you do that, 146, that is the range of these prices. Get that down in your notebooks, and we'll go to the next slide. All right, go over your notes, underline the important information, and circle your 10. Once you've done that, please go to assignment number 26 in our Canvas assignments. That's page 229, problems 2 through 5. Thanks for being here, and we will see you next time.